I've got a present for you.
But welcome on in. So it is Ben on the top left hand side here. He is playing against the bottom right against the Doofus, who's just won 5-0 against Rad. He previously lost that series. Absolute no joke in Rad. So that's a very convincing win. Very nice. Doofus on fire. Doofus gets a ref down on the bottom right hand side here. And the miner comes down on the top left hand side. Let's see if the snark is about. Just seeing if Stark's about. He said for the last one he's not about for another 40 minutes. And that was about 35 minutes ago. So he might be. Oh, there is a... Okay, it's not. Seal comes out. Here it comes. What does the Seal? Should just undeploy here. A barracks... or a power plant. Could have the MCV. He's going to have to undeploy the MCV. Doesn't even go near the MCV. That's surprising. But this is a big... The power plant would be huge here. Oh, Doofus is in trouble. Doofus is in big trouble. He's completely low power. This ref as well. Wow. This could be the game. That Seal has done so much work. It's completely low power. No ref. Has to build a ref from here now. Power plant comes out. He needs a ref. Probably need to sell off one of these buildings here. That is enormous. Black comes out. Barrett's coming out. I don't think he's got enough for a ref. He doesn't have enough for a ref. Has to sell this. Ben wins the first game, boys and girls. Unless Doofus has an absolute miracle in his locker here. I don't think he has enough for a ref. The bunker needs to probably be sold. But that's only 250. We're going to see a GG if he doesn't have enough money. It comes down. So he's going to get a big amount of money going to come in. He's going to keep coming in. A couple of Harriers to take down this flak and it would be game over. 2 Harriers. Even 1. The MCV is going to be moved. 1 Harrier to come hit this flak. No, don't dive, don't dive, don't dive. 1 Harrier to come on the flak and then move the Rockies in. 1 Harrier, if it hits the flak, Ben wins. Having said that, Doof is on 4k, but this has to be over and done with. Look at all the miners. Ally just in complete control. Don't lose all of them. Here comes the Grizzly. To try and kill the flag. If it kills the flag, it will be done. 1 ticket help and it goes down, and that means the Rocketeers, there's 3 Ranger. Doofus is gonna call GG! GG called. 1 Seal doing a lot of work, boys and girls. We've got a series. Jetpack Man. They're all Rocketeers, as we call them. The Jetpack Man. Rocketeers, Jetpack Man. What's the difference? Yeah. Jetpack Man doing bits. And it is Ben who takes the opening game. So Doofus does lose a game. Seal OP. Dry Heat. I'm surprised he's gone for Dry Heat. Maybe it's because he knows that Ben is an America player or an Allied player, and Dry Heat is not a very strong Allied map. It's so close on your doorstep. Rhinos can go 0. Veto called. Doesn't surprise me at all. We're in for a series, boys and girls. Across the frost, fine. I don't mind this too much as Allied actually, even though there's a opportunity here for Soviet to go so heavy on the war factory. I don't mind this too much. It's a double oil. It's 2 batches of gems. I actually don't mind this as Allied. Some maps where there's so many gems and oils and things like that, just so Soviet strong, but I don't mind this as Allied. Doofus right hand side, left hand side. So oil there, and this is what I'm talking about, gems and an ore patch, gems and an ore patch. Next to the MCV, you got 2 ore patches as well. You can repair the bridge here and push in. I've seen Doofus do this. So I've seen Doofus repair the bridge and then push straight along across it. When he done that, he played in this corner here, put a war factory here, NG there, and then push straight in. He wasn't actually on that occasion able to get anything done, but it is something that can work. Ref comes down there. Ref comes down. Needs to try getting his gems. Wolf actually comes down here. That's aggressive. And there's a barracks there. Just makes you wonder if he's going to repair the bridge like he did last time. He did it on this bottom right hand side, but it was not successful. That was a Sov versus Sov, and here comes the engineer. So he is going to repair it, and he is going to push straight in here. And what is on the defense? A miner comes out. Another miner's probably been built. So probably going to wait for one more rhino, then push in. Element of surprise, that sort of stuff. Here we go. 3 rhinos. Engineer comes in. He's going to push straight across this bridge. It's going to be really, really hard for Ben to hold this, because what is Ben thinking right now? He just go straight in that war factory. I think Doofus wins. I think it's really, really hard for him to hold from here. The GIs will come out. Can go for the barracks. The barracks is nice because what it does is stops any more pillboxes coming out. There's one. He just clicked the grizzly. Yeah, this is extremely hard. So barracks coming straight again. 2 more reinforcements. Doofus will take this. This is a convincing win here from Doofus. A nice early rush on the Allied player. Builds another barracks because he knows it will go down. Ben is doing everything he can to try and stop this, and he is doing a really, really good job. That must be said. But it's not going to be enough. The war factory will go down. Double barracks. 2 miners there. 3, 4 miners there. So he's on 4 miners. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 miners versus 4. And no war factory. Sorry, the bit of gas is getting to me. Apologies. Very nice here from Doof. Playing as a Soviet really should. Being on that aggressive on that front foot. GGIs are very useful. Going to try and click on the MCV. Needs to repair. Going to try and run away. The GGIs are really, really nice. Got to be super careful here, Ben, though, because, well, what can he do, chat? What can he do from this position? Got to repair that. GGIs. But he's just holding on in here. And the pressure will keep coming. Doofus is on 9.5k. Doofus is on 9.5k. Like, the MCV goes down. Like, not for a second do you think, oh, this is Zach is about to stop. He's on 9.5k, 11.5k now. That is GG. And Doofus showing how this is actually a really strong Soviet map. Where I was just saying it's actually a map on LA that I don't mind, but when you play it like that, it's impressive. It's hard. It's nasty. All of them things above. Engineer to go onto the M's on the war factory to repair that if needs be. NG comes into the IV, going to probably try to last gasp attempt to have a go at this map. Very, very nice from the Doofus, as Soviet should do on the front foot. Aggressive, nasty, in your throat, in your face, all them sort of things. Got to get this NGIV to work though. You got to move that around now. Double NGIV. If you're Doofus, I'd be wall on my MCV. What else do I do? Probably put a barrack, probably put a pillbox in there, or a bunker, and put some connies in there. And go for the oil. There goes the GIs, double GI with the IVs. Going to need a big target though. That's the thing. You can underpull the MCV, but if you can get like a war factory in and like, you know, A war factory, maybe a power plant, maybe has a chance. Sells, gets a power plant, not enough. Doofus just sells. Nice and Doofus. Don't risk anything, just sell it off. Just sell it off. Loses a power plant, no issue. Respect to Ben. I think Ben has to try and do something like that, but not enough at all. Now I'd like to see a bunker with sentries in the front here. 4 Grizzlies versus 3, and now 5 Rhinos coming in with a sentry there as well. That'll be enough. That'll be Doofus wins this game, showing how strong Soviet can be on that front foot. Gonna walk an engine there. He wants to go drones. If you can go drones there. There is the Instagram link there. If that's something of interest to you, if you use Instagram, there's an Instagram link there. Now, if I'm Doofus, what do I do? Build a radar. And that's good night. Does he need a radar? Just come kill this side, and probably doesn't, no. But if he really already just wanted to get it over and done with no issue. GG call from Ben. I like that from Ben. Don't need to sit in here. He definitely lost the game. Respect from Ben. I like that. I like it from Ben. He lost the game, didn't he? It was that early pressure from the Soviet, but I like players that do sit in and try push and make their opponent work, but I always believe there comes to a point where it's like, come on, just leave. Let's get on with the next game, that sort of thing. Ben's map pick. Score is 1-1. It's a best of 9. We're on Yuri's Revenge. We do have the Doof and Ben for the first time on the stream. We do love new players coming on in. Downhill rush. Gonna go to downhill, gonna lock and load, gonna start the game. Ben is on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side is the Doof. The advantage here of Allied is you can stop the scout. The dog is going to come here on the left-hand side and should be able to scout in the end. But I like for an Allied player to stop the scout. That means he doesn't know what's going on, and it means he needs a bit of radar. Then needs to bring over the scout over with the plane. I like that. Garrisons these 2 buildings and this one here as well. Both players need to garrison these buildings here. The dog is about. It's too late. Too late. So we did scout. Doofus did scout. One of the things you can do as Allied on this map is stop that scout until the radar comes out. Miner comes out, goes on to the gems. What are we going to see? Going to see an IV? Going to see a radar? We will see a seal. Let's wait and see what we see. I'm just trying to sort out like a commentator.
Seal ready.
Should have my boy coming in to join me shortly. It's always a pleasure to have him when he comes. Hopefully. Rocky comes over. That's just used as a scout. So he comes straight over. He's not bothered by hitting anything. Black comes out as well. Here comes a seal. Now, what is the target of the seal? There's the bunker here, which is a battle bunker, which is loaded. The ref could be okay in the power plant, but he's got to get the seal in here. This is not an easy seal to execute. Power drop is going to come in. Actually, to be fair, I would like to see the power drop offensive. I'd like to see the power drop come in here or something, and then try to walk. Distraction, distraction, distraction. Yeah, Seal will go down. Yeah, Seal will don't do anything. Seal was not executed well there. I would think with the Seal, when it's the only target that you have to defend your base, it's okay normally, because you know what's coming, sentries, that sort of stuff. Like, so what I'm saying is a power drop here. Doofus has to come over and use his flak and kill that, and then that's when you try to come in there. If it doesn't deal with it, then you walk the power drop to the MCV, you unforce the undeploy, and then you move in, that sort of thing. So you want two things going on at once. I think is what I'm trying to get at. So the Seal goes down, and I think as allies you have to use the Seal, you have to try to get some advantage. And once the Seal goes down and doesn't get anything, you're a little bit concerned. Kirov comes out, so you're going to probably need the best part of 5 IVs here, maybe 6. IC is ready. Can probably go, yeah, probably go 5 and be okay. Maybe a Patriot missile as well. Power drip comes in. That's nice. That is really nice. You can walk to that IC now. Walk to the IC. Walk to the IC. Walk to the IC. Walk to the IC. Please walk to the IC. You have an huge opportunity now for that IC. You're going to lose a barracks, maybe at worst. Oh, it gets a war factory as well, to be fair, and gets droned. But walk to the IC. You're too late now. Sentries come out. And you're in big trouble here, Ben. Benny boy, you're in big trouble. And the drone could come on the Harriers. Drone could come on the Harriers here if he's not careful. He needs to bring the Grizzlies over. Drone comes in on the Harrier. And drone comes in on 2 Grizzlies. A disaster from Ben. I feel sorry for him. Holy shit. Keep going, please, because Larry said 5 minutes. IC comes out.
Player defeated.
We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. I'll take a piss. We're going to wait for Larry to come join us on commentary. Oh, pardon me. Dorado. Dorado just sent. We'll see if Larry is here. I'll give him a call. We shall see. Ba-ba-da, back on the street. Two one. Okay, we'll go, and I think we'll call him on the next one. I want to rush him at the same time. Doof is bottom right, Ben top left. Ben as the ally, Doofus as the Soviet on the bottom. So both players going to capture the gems here. I do really appreciate you all stopping by. It is very warm. It is a Monday as well, so yeah, very much appreciate everybody stopping by and coming to see the contents. We have Doofus versus Ben. Doofus just beat him rad 5-0. Very impressive. And now we switch over to play Ben. Ben takes the opening game. Doofus wins the next two, and he goes to 2 games to 1. We are going to see a seal. Here comes the seal.
Seal ready.
There we go. I got a fortune cookie, boys. I got a fortune cookie. I know what's happening. Rocky comes over. When Rocky can't really do much, you can get a little bit of chip damage on a Rido, which is quite nice. But the flat comes out. It's not come out. Ben expected it, and that's why he pulled away. Seal is here. Seal can get a power plant, though. He can get a power plant, and a war factory would be huge. A power plant and even a ref. He sells that off. Can he get a power plant? He gets a power plant and a ref. That's okay. He does get to sell on the war factory. Not too bad, but a power plant and a war factory sell is quite a nice advantage. Now, this is the thing which is interesting about I play Allied. This is the thing. Sometimes you might ask, well, why don't you just do it again? Just build another seal. Just go do it again. But traditionally we see one seal and that's it. I suppose the counter argument is because by the time you go again, there'll probably be 4 rhinos and it won't get much success. But arguably you could ask to see it again. Power drop in his base defensively. Love it. I always love to see that. Don't throw away 8 troops, you know. Go chuck a power plant here or somebody brings the flak over a couple of dogs and it's 8 units gone, you know. This power drop will get value for it. If you now get the next power drop over here, that's 2 points out of shut off. And it makes it really difficult for the Soviet player to go in early pressure. Double war factory, double ref. So we see 1, 2, 3 miners down here, 1, 2, 3, 4 there. So that's 7 miners, 2 war factories. His opponent is on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1 war factory. But does have the Air Force in this. So power drops are going to come in. Has a Harrier, has 2 Harriers. Wants to keep that busy. 1 Harrier shoots a Rhino. Next Harrier should really go on the flak. Try to get rid of that. Force another flak out. Goes for the Rhino and gets away as well. So that's quite nice, actually. Keep the Harriers busy. Lab out. So it's very brave here going for the Lab. I like it. I like it. You're paying 3 War Factories now, though. So Lab come out, Mirages. You're going to need another Seal comes out. So this is a Seal. It'll go on an IV. And there's my boy, Larry. Sorry, Larry. We just started. I knew he was really busy. I kind of didn't want to rush you at the same time, but... yeah, hello, my man. I hope you are well. We have scores 2-1. It's a best of 9, so you'll be able to come and commentate a few games. Although some people might ask for Heather. They might ask for Heather over Larry now. You have put yourself into that position. This is awful. Ben, why have you done that for? I never see that. Like, why have you done that for? Ben winning the opening game on Heck and then losing 2 games. Quadruple War Factory from Doofus. Ben is on 1 War Factory. He needs more wars. I have no idea where that seal went. I completely missed it. I was more occupied about pouring drink down my neck. And I feel like it went down. Chronosphere comes out, but yeah, so nothing comes out of that. Ben needs another War Factory here. He can't play 4 War Factories versus 1, even with a Lab. Lab comes out from Doofus as well. Aggressive power drop from here from Ben, and it is just going to be complete and utter wasted. Here comes the Harriers. Very nice, this in the Lab. And that may have been a complete distraction. Doofus, you may have fell for it. Ben might have been saying, I'll throw a power drop in here. You're going to bring all your units and the flag to come over and defend this. You can have it, but I'll take your Lab. It may have been that case. So the Lab goes down. He has to rebuild the Lab. And there's to rebuild the Chrono. There is a lot of Rhinos. There is a pool of Mirages here, but is it enough? I don't think it is, chap. I don't think it is. I think he needs more War Factories here. I think he's desperate for more War Factories. These miners going down to these gems. Defensive power drop coming over this side, which has now been walked over there is nice, but there is a lot of Rhinos. Neither player with dog fodder in their army. If Doofus is able to get some dog fodder in his army, it'll be a big swing. Oil Purifier is out. He has to now start going War Factories, and he has to hope that Doofus doesn't dive into his base. And he gets the MCV with Tanya, and I didn't see that, but that is huge. He gets an MCV with Tanya. I just missed that. Apologies, chat. Really apologies. I did miss that. But that means no IC. That means Ben has a huge opportunity to win this game. But this is nasty. This is scary. Mirages are going to come. You've got to get up here first. You've got to get up here first. You've got to bring the Rockies, everything you've got. Just defend this now and you win. Chronosphere is nearly ready. And you can use a defensive Chronosphere to chrono some of these Rhinos away. But I think Ben's going to have enough here, chat. Ben is trying to hold on. If he holds on here, he will win. He's trying to push in the Doof, but he's not going to have enough. And this should be 2-2.
Player defeated.
There we go. Larry, the room is just called Blitz. That time you're proven huge. And them Harriers on the battle lab. So the Harriers come in, sit on the battle lab, no IC. Tanya comes in, kills the MCV, no IC. That puts Doofus in big trouble. Thought it was a spy. GG. The room is called Blitz, Larry. Just let you call Blitz, because that's what we were playing earlier. I never changed it. You know me. Too lazy. Too lazy, too lazy. Legend Larry. What about Legend Lloyd? You never said Legend Lloyd before. But yeah, Legend Larry is going to come on in. Here he is. Here's my boy. I'm going to give him a call on Discord now. It's been a couple of days since I speak to him. And I miss him when I don't speak to him enough. Let me give him a call.
Hello.
Hello, my man. How are you?
Doing well.
You got a lot to live up to after Heather was on the commentary.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, the dogs are happy to you be on stream. Billsy's here. Let's put Billsy on.
Somebody's ringing the doorbell on the other side of the house.
Okay.
Close the door. So how did Honey Beazle do?
Honey Beazle, he played just some normal games. He struggled against a Doof and Lloyd. You know how it is.
Yeah. How's my volume? Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I might just turn you up a touch, but you sound fine, to be fair.
Turn it up or down?
No, your volume's okay, actually, to be fair. We're going to go. Gonna lock it. It's 2-2. So, Larry, just before you win, Doofus played Rad 2 days ago. Doofus was winning 4-2, and Rad turned it around and beat Doofus 5-4. It was a great series. Rad and Doofus have just played, and it was Doofus 5 and Rad 0.
Now, who is Rad? Is that BenCNC?
Rad is just Rad. I don't really know much about him. He's kind of just come new. Yeah, and he's playing well. He's kind of like new in terms of the show matches. He played MZ and he played Rick and lost, but he looks like someone who's got a lot of potential but wasn't able to execute it. And when he played Doofus, he kind of got himself 4-2 behind and was just able to execute his plans. And he beat Doofus 5-4. Doofus rematched him today and won 5-0. Now he's playing Ben. Ben is someone who's in Twitch chat, and Ben went 1-0 up. Doofus got it to 2-1, and we're now at 2-2 and a best of 9.
All right.
And
split level.
No, we've got a veto for split poltergeist. We're going to go to split level. One of the things that Ben is exceptionally good at, Larry, is his ability to use Tanya's seals and spies. He's very good at that. He always gets something done with them. The seal will come out first. He's very good at it. He'll try to slow his opponent down. He'll then opt to a Tanya when he gets a lab. All that sort of stuff. Split level is a lot closer map, so he may not be having the ability to get a lab. Really, this is a bit hard. I'd imagine Doofus will put pressure on him.
Yeah, I was Doofus. I would definitely go after those miners. Send 2 rhinos each direction, so just stop that mining.
Yeah, I agree. How did Heather feel after the first time in the booth? Was she okay? There was a lot of information for her to take on in. I don't think she liked the dogs getting killed, though, Larry.
No, she's not a big dog getting killed kind of person.
Yeah, I got that vibe.
She played a couple games after that in against the easy AI and she won. So hopefully she'll start playing some.
Yeah, nice, very nice. Any thoughts on the 2023 World Cup? Is it something you'd prefer to discuss off stream, or are you happy to do so? Or what are your thoughts?
Oh, we're always happy to talk about it. I mean,
Okay.
There were some bugs that we need to get worked out, and there were some things that kind of exceeded our expectations. So I think for a first year, we were very well.
What, England are sacked Southgate?
It's like,
Oh, right.
it's like I didn't see did Ben get a good anti-scout off? I know Doofus's dogs got in the backside, but did they get the front scouted?
I didn't see. Billsy said we just sacked Southgate because he was referring to the World Cup in terms of the English manager, and that got me distracted, to be honest, Larry. But he was joking around because he's heard the stream. That was me searching on Twitter to see if England had sacked their manager. Billsy, shut up. Seal comes out, and this is something Ben's really good at, Larry. His seal ability is so good, and no matter what Doofus has done so far, he's always got a little bit of success. Not so much on Dorado, but then he got the success with the Tanya afterwards.
This is a very good map to wall in your MCV in early game, and Doofus, he'll move to the left eventually.
Gonna go for the ref.
Yeah.
He underpoys the MCV. That's not enough, though, is it, Larry? Really?
No, Doofus needs to go right now. Ben just wasted what is it, 1,600?
Yeah.
On a steal and an IFV. He needs to go.
Yeah. Free
That's the
Rhinos.
thing about Allied. People say Allied OP or Soviet OP, but right now Ben was out tanking Doofus with those Grizzlies. But that window closed. I would like to see Doofus repair his bridge and get those gems in the middle like Andy likes to do.
Yeah, it works well with the Yuri on this because you can use the mag there to be offensively.
Well, if he repaired that bridge, Ben would have to repair his bridge just to stop him from mining. I don't think he would.
No, I don't think he would. No, I don't think either. I like the way on the top spot here where Ben is. You can expand up to the top bit. It's a little bit easier. Players on the left hand side traditionally move their MCV. Doofus is on double war factory. What do you think? Early. With 3.5 minutes here, Larry. Who, if you was to say, I'll pick a faction here, I'll pick a player. Who would you pick?
I'd have to say Doofus right now because he's got him out tanked. Doofus needs to pressure his miners.
I think he does now. I think if Doofus gives Ben another minute here, there'll be a few more Mirages on the field and it'll become hard for Doofus. I feel like this is a moment here where Doofus needs to get something done.
Can't let Allied.
Yeah, and he's going to do it now. If he deploys that MC, the power drop, be nice. There's a lab there. Will he dive on that? He will. And Doofus looks like he's doing pretty well here.
There you go.
And on the back of this, Doofus does have a battle lab as well. That power drop could be really nice. He's going to walk straight across the power drop, and that's going to do load of chip damage. Going to get another miner, though.
This is Doofus's game.
Yep. Gets another miner. Prism comes out. And another miner just survives.
Did Doofus stop building?
No, Rhino's still come out. He wants to just go around to the power plant here. Go around to the power plant. Ben is broke. And he has 3 miners. Yeah, Doofus has won this game, hasn't he? Doofus is on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 miners, 7k, 8k in the bank, and has a battle lab up as well.
Yeah, he needs to move his MCV because he's mining dirt right now.
Yeah, he lost the lab. I'm not sure if there was a Tiner or a Seal come in there. There was an IV which is loaded up, so he did lose the lab. But another miner goes down. He's left on 2 miners. Chrono Legionnaire comes out. Oh, he got a seal in. He got a seal on the battle lab. That could be huge though, Larry. This game is not completely done with, which gives him Chrono Legionnaires. Look at his base. The Chrono Legionnaire will come in there and do absolute work. He's moving it now. That can literally kill a base in 15 seconds, a whole base. A Desolator comes in, which is nice. Has to use a Desolator, but he spied the lab. What do you think, Larry? Doofus should still win this. I think the battle lab comes up. I think he needs to build a Kirov as well.
He needs to spam Desolators, protect his base, and then.
It's on the right hand side next to the ref. So he gets a refinery. That gets sold.
It's a Chrono Ivan, isn't it?
Yeah, Chrono Ivan. Yeah, because I've got the Soviet battle lab. So not as good as getting an Allied battle lab. That's even better. Pushing in on the base here should be able to just kill him off though. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing to defend here, and he should just be able to kill him off.
Yeah, those Chrono Ivans and Legionnaires, I think, are what, 2,500?
I'm not sure. I think they're 2,000. Yeah, I think they're 2,000, which are expensive. They're well worth your money, but when your Soviet person could just build all the Desolators, then it's hard. Nebros in the chat. Hey, folks.
That's nearly 4 tanks, 4 Grizzlies. So I mean, it's an investment. It's a risk.
Yeah, you got to get some work done with them. But again, this is what I said to you, Larry. Like one of the things that Ben is really good at is he will execute either a Seal, a Tanya, or a Spy. That time it was a Spy, but it was all too late. Normally he gets a lot of work done with the Seal. That time he didn't get any work done with it, and I think that in the end was the thing that was able to put Doofus in a good advantage. Like you said, you're going to spend 1,600 at the start and get no work done with it, especially playing as Allied on a small map. It's hard, isn't it?
I'm not sure about the risk reward for a Spy on a small map because they themselves are expensive.
Mm-hmm.
If you run over a Spy with a Grizzly, I mean with a Rhino, that's pretty much an automatic elite. So not to mention the price. So yeah, if you get it in, you're going to get promoted units or maybe a Chrono this or that. But even on a small map, they're not as handy as they are. So I'm not sure if I was an Allied player, I would risk a Spy on a small map.
I'm going to go to Ghost. I have to go over to Battle for Ghost.
Not to mention, if I get spied on a smaller medium map, I'm going all in right then. Because I know he's wasted a lot of money and his tank numbers are going to be low. So I'm bringing my miners and my tanks and I'm hitting the P key.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't, once you get spine, you can't allow any room. We're going to Ghost. We played this map, didn't we, Larry? With Andy and Doofus a couple of times. We played this 2v2, didn't we?
Yeah, it's got a couple of glitches in it, but it's a good map.
Yeah, I like this map. It's cool. It's not so kind of. I don't think it's like a traditional. It has a feel to me like not a traditional Yuri QM map, but that makes it nice as well. You know what? When we're talking about things like World Cup, Larry, I would love to see a few more maps like this.
Yeah.
You know, it's
This
it's go on.
puts you to the choice. This map puts you to the choice early. Do you want to spend $1,000 on engineers to get the airport, or do you want to go tanks and miners?
Yeah.
What they
So
do.
let's talk about the pros and cons of the World Cup. What things? Well, we'll start with a negative first, and then we can end on a positive. What things for you do you think you could work on next time? I mean, you don't have to go into too fine a detail. Let's try and keep it a positive negative. But what things next time do you think would be make for a better tournament?
Well, obviously, everyone knows about the lag issues in the Alert 2 tournament.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that we've got to get fixed.
Yeah,
Outside of that, I think the Yuri's tournament went over very well. It was a lot of good games, a lot of good matches, and it was pretty much lag free.
Yep. Yeah. I think Andy versus Legend when Doofus streamed that for me was the match of the year. Let alone match of the World Cup, but definitely match of the year for me. That was two players absolutely going head to toe with the absolute highest ability going at it, with the absolute best streamer in the community hosting that. I thought for me that was absolutely phenomenal game. Was really really exciting, and we know what Larry, we know what Andy and Legend are all about. They're about a little bit of banter, giving each other a little bit of shit, but besides that, they do respect each other, and they kind of have a love-hate relationship for it. But you could feel at the end of that, they both just sort of was like, yeah, fair play. That was a good matchup. I think everyone in the community really appreciated that. The bits, the subs, everything about that show match was phenomenal, and I really enjoyed that. And people like yourself who brought that together, respect to you. We should flip over to the positives, Larry. What was you really pleased about? Obviously, we touched about the Yuri tournament there. What other things for you, Larry, that were really positive?
One of the matchups were good. We got a good mix, I'd say almost eclectic for the players that participated. I mean, obviously you're going to have your Legend and Marcos and Andes, but we got some other great players in there that you don't get to see too much in tournaments, like Path and I believe wasn't Kintaja in there?
Yeah, Kintaja. I like Kintaja actually. Yeah, I like Kintaja to watch him.
Now, Lloyd, as far as this map goes, you hear people say, this is an Allied map, this is a Soviet map, but this is hands down one of the most Allied favored maps I've ever seen. As in the Allied has the opportunity to get those oils in the middle that the Soviet player just can't get without moving his MCV or stretching to a naval yard. So that's essentially 2 free oils for the Allied player.
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree. And even like the power drops, if the Soviet player wants to get them, they have to get 2 engineers. Where the Allied player can just get a helicopter and just fill it up with NGs and go capture 2 oils and a power drop, and they're laughing. So yeah, I totally agree. I absolutely totally agree as well. And there's such few choke points. So like for the Allied player here, it's not like they can come at 5 different directions to you. There's a really small bridge, and then there's just general one big opening. Which I think for the Allied player is quite nice. And I do think that sometimes, Larry, that we kind of say every map's a Soviet map, every map's or Soviet preferred and all that, but there is times where there is the odd Allied map that are favoured, and I think this, I totally agree, this is one.
Yeah, this is definitely an Allied map.
Yeah, totally agree. Oh, that Tanya. Oh, he gets the lab though. I don't know why Bendis builds a spy satellite. He does that a lot. He builds spy satellites. That's interesting. You think you would be able to scout the map with your dogs and things, but loses spy satellite and loses the lab.
Yeah, spy satellites to me, Lloyd, are it's another of those risk reward things. They're great to be able to see the entire map, but if that satellite lab goes down, you lose the entire map, even the stuff you've scouted.
Yeah, you do. So, yeah, I don't like it. I feel like a gap generator there would be a lot better. He moves a Tanya right in there. He doesn't see the map there. Exactly what Larry just said. Like he just moves a Tanya and an IB straight into his runners, and that's because he can't see the map because he just lost his spy satellite.
Yeah,
and he'll lose now.
Don't lose your spy satellite.
Power drop on the back of his base. 5 rhinos are roaming free. He needs to switch over to Grizzlies, and I'm not sure Ben is switching over Grizzlies. He builds another ref And he built another ref there, Larry, and he's on 12k and he built another ref. What do you think about that?
I think this was a bad play by Ben.
Yeah.
He knows Doofus is going to bring Rhinos.
Yeah.
Probably early.
Yeah, he went for another ref there, and he mapped a bug. That power cost me game. Not sure what he's referring to. 16k. But he did go another ref when he had like 12, 13k. So that was his fault.
Player defeated.
Yeah. He was rich from the start after he took those oils.
Spaghetti in the chat says, feels like he's been slow to react to some moments this game. Very questionable game from Ben. Yeah, I agree. We're going to go 4-2 to Doofus.
Well, the Doofus meta is he's going to build 7 or 8 miners. Then he's going to just spam war factories and tanks and take over the map. So Ben should adjust his build to that, because that's what Doofus does every time.
Yeah. Billsy asking Larry versus me after. I'm going to grab a drink, Larry. Let you have a think about it. By all means, you don't have to play anyone if you don't want to. But I'm going to grab a drink. 1 sec.
Yeah, I'll play Honey Billsy. Billsy will probably kick my butt. Oh. I believe Ben called Jabal.
Yeah, Jabal, I'm back. Yeah.
See, to me, Jabal is a very heavy Soviet map, because Soviet players should move their MCV to the gyms, and you're just building straight tanks. There's no point in even going. I mean, you could go 0 or 1 or 2 at the most, and just overflow the allied player. Pressuring his miners.
I don't mind this too much as Allied. I actually don't mind it. The only reason I agree totally with what you're saying. The only reason I don't mind it too much is because, for the Allied point of view, we'll start with Ben here on the bottom side. There's only 2 choke points, which is a defensive power drop, or you start with some GGIs or GIs to come in and stop that. You can stop it. So if you look at Ben's on the bottom spot, there are only sort of 3 places they can get in, but traditionally they come straight through the front door. And you are right. You're totally right. Like, where Doofus could go 0 here and put the pressure on it, and if Ben gets it wrong, he'll lose. He will lose. But if he can get it right, he then gets himself in the game.
Doofus should wall off his power in his repair facility.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, he's going to do that straight away. So Larry, really good point. That's just, when I'm playing as Allied, my first thought is I can easily go and take over your power here and your mechanic shop, because I just feel like it's undefended. Like, you just won't defend it. So I totally agree. Yeah, and Doofus does 1 now, and he's going to do the second one. So Larry, absolutely spot on, calling exactly what Doofus should do, and he does do that.
He needs to keep his miner on gyms too.
Yeah. And for Allied here, when you get I always go War Factory, and I move my MCV now as Allied, and it is a bit risky. Because if your opponent does go 0, you can come under trouble. The advantage that you do have is because there's so much money on this map, you can just keep spamming sentries. But I like the way that Doofus is defending off both of his buildings. He's moved his MCV straight away. Now, the advantage is, like, so now a seal comes for Doofus and for Ben. If he goes straight for that MCV, he has to undeploy it. There's nothing defending that MCV. So he has to undeploy it. You make him undeploy it, and then you go straight to his base and you try to get a barracks or a power plant or a war factory or a ref.
By Doofus's MCV, he needs to put 1 conscript in each of those defensive bunkers and put another bunker by his MCV.
Yeah. But that cost him a lot of money. So he needs a power plant over there, and then he needs a bunker.
See, he's got the money. He's eating gems.
Yeah.
But the problem is the Allied player is going to end up putting a pair drop in both of those, and that's going to cut.
But look at Ben. He goes straight to he kills off the building on the right hand side. So he undeploys a seal. He shoots the wall down, and he gets that. Now what I'd like to see him do is come over to the MCV. Come over to that MCV and come to the war factory. A miner comes out there from Doofus. If he comes over to that MCV now, that would be quite nice. Look, here he comes. Oh, he goes back. Look at him. He's going back in the base. Now we can get a war factory. Oh, he doesn't. He comes away. I don't know why he didn't undeploy that and go for the war factory. But Ben is buying himself time. Power dropping that cliff. Power dropping that cliff.
Are so cheap. There's no reason not to
awful undeploy. Awful undeploy. He undeploys it right where 2 flaks are and a rhino. But his power drop is nice. It will slow down them gems. And on the back of this, there's 4 grizzlies back in base. He's moved his MCV on the gems, and he's bought himself time here. Ben's okay, but I don't mind it from Ben. Although I think his seal had to get something. I always believe that a seal has to get something. He can't push in here, Doofus. He's got 2 flaks and a couple of rhinos. Another 3rd one coming in. But he has to take down his mechanic shop. And the power drop's there to try and stop them gems.
I would prioritize the power over the mechanic shop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Those are handy in long game, and they're good to build off on some maps, but really they're not that great.
No, yeah. A nice power drop defender, so we chucked that down. A couple of GGIs there was really nice, but he really needs to get some off that seal because Doofus is on 3 war factories now, and he can pump. Second war factory comes out from Ben, but Ben is okay. I totally think Ben's okay here. And Prism comes down on the right hand side.
Yep. Yeah. Doofus should not have let Ben move his MCV. There should have been a drone hanging around in this area.
We don't have time. You don't have time. Yeah, you don't have time though because. Yeah, they don't have time though, because if you go a war factory and you move your MCV straight away, you don't have time to get a drone there. You don't have time. You can move your MCV. You might be able to slow it down in terms of not getting right to the gems, but you can definitely deploy it in time. But this is going to be hard now for Ben to hold this, because there are a lot of rhinos. It's killed off 2 of the buildings on the left-hand side. There are a lot of rhinos.
You move your war factory, your MCV after the first war factory, and if you put a drone there to counter the move,
both players get a war factory at the same time, and then you move your MCV. You've got to remember that drone has got to travel the whole way of the map, and that bridge is not repaired as well, so he has to come around the whole way around the right-hand side to get there. So you can always move that MCV okay. Don't get me wrong, if you're a bit slow and sluggish, you can't get it quite as far, but you can move that MC no problem whatsoever. Because you both build a war factory at the same time, and then you move the MCV. But obviously the drone's got to be built from there as well. Engagement now. The Prism is there, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think Doofus will overkill here. Although he is right in them GIs.
Then I'll hold.
Yeah.
Those GGIs are ridiculous.
They are ridiculous. Allied units stronger by default. No, they're not. So Rhinos are a lot stronger than Grizzlies. Just chat asking. Generally, Soviet are a lot stronger. Once you get to Mirages, Mirages are better than the Rhinos, but you obviously need a lab to get there. You can't push this either. Ben can hold this fine. Absolutely no issue. Can Ben hold this? I'm surprised Doofus pushed that.
Yeah, I mean.
And Elite comes out as well.
You can zone.
Oh, it's on 1 tick of health though. Oh, he saves it. Power drop on the top side of his base for Doofus. There's a power drop on his barracks. And that power drop on the left-hand side from Ben has stopped completely him getting them gems. You see that power drop has been there all game. That stopped him getting the gems. The only thing for Ben now is he needs to micro his miners. His miners, they're a bit of a shambles now. There's 3 war factories. 3 miners at the back of his base as well. He could sell 2 of them off. Ivy comes in to repair the Grizzlies, which is nice. The lab has been rebuilt.
Yeah, Doofus needs to get his miners on gems.
Yeah. I just build a radar, Larry. Just build a radar, get the deso, kill off MGIs, and then get all your miners and the gems, and that's a huge eco boost. He's on 8k still, though. Lovely Harriers. They take care of all the flaks there. So he's got free range with the Rockies now, and Ben will hold again, no problem whatsoever. He may get a miner. He may get a miner. He still hasn't got the miner. Still hasn't got the miner. Still hasn't got any miners.
He just needs to hit that airport with those 3 grizzly rhinos. There you go.
Oh, he's going to get it. That's quite big.
And he runs over the NGs. Smart.
Oh, that's quite big. Yeah. That's quite nice because he kills them Harriers as well. Oil Purifier comes out, and the theme of this game now is that Doofus is going to be on the front foot throughout this game, but Ben has got a Chronosphere, he has got a lab, so Ben still has an opportunity. His power drop on the left hand side, Larry, has just got another miner on them gems. Doofus just starting to overwhelm a little bit. Gets another elite, goes down. Again, he's just overwhelming here with the rhinos, and this might just be the final attack that Doofus needs to win this. And you know what, Larry? This is times where I feel for the Allied player. I don't think Ben's done a great deal wrong, but like you say, it's just some maps are just very Soviet orientated. Like, I don't feel like. Do you feel like Ben's done a lot wrong? What do you think?
The ore purifier was a mistake, especially in a game where Doofus is constantly sending rhinos to your base. I don't know. I mean, he definitely didn't get his money back out of it.
So what you done? Another war factory?
You see Allied players spam mirages. That is not a bad. That's not a bad thing to do.
He was spamming mirages, but he only had 2 war factories, and he's facing. The problem is when you've got 2 war factories and you're facing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The thing is, Doofus has got 7 war factories and he had 2, so he needed to build a war factory rather than the oil purifier to try and counter them numbers up.
Player defeated.
Another thing right now is Doofus is playing on just unlimited power. If Ben had taken his power plant instead of his repair facility, or he would have. Doofus would have had to change his build.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of power. He could have taken it with Rockies. I mean, even Mueller does that.
Yeah.